So there are many things I could not understand in this world. Like, what other animals have we not discovered? Are ghosts real? How was the world made? And what is the comic book industry thinking when they approved to publish comics like this? Just to tell you guys something, I really like the comic book medium. I don't read a lot of comic books nowadays like I used to, but maybe I'll read comics again. If only Saga will come out from hiatus and finally release issue 55. Please, Brian and Fiona, it's been 3 fucking years. But anyway, it has so many beautiful stories, and the medium just tells it really beautifully. But the power of very poetic words and very beautiful art and well-constructed panels and great characters, they all construct a beautiful story. But like one of my favorite authors, Alan Moore, said, I despise the comic industry, but I will always love the comic medium. Now, I agree with this quote wholeheartedly. Like I said, the comic medium tells stories in a very unique way. But the comic book industry is just shit for even allowing comics like this to be the future of comic books. If this is the comic book that DC wants, or any other comic book industry like Marvel want in every shelf, then no fucking wonder that mangas are getting better than comic books. Now, it's not the first time I've heard of this comic book, okay? I Am Not Starfire, but it is sure the first time I'm talking about this. So 7 months ago, I Am Not Starfire was announced, and it got so much backlash, and there's no need to question why. You don't need to spend your cash and waste your time to discover what this shitstorm has in store. And even though it got so much backlash, DC still advertises this comic book, even making a trailer a few days ago. Like, why would you advertise a product that nobody likes? Who the fuck would buy this? Who is this even for? But anyway, let's just watch the video.
I'm Mandy. All my life, I've been the kid of a superhero. But really?
Alright, 4 seconds in, and it already made my small dick smaller. So let's break things down. The art style isn't even the worst thing I've ever seen. I don't think it's even bad. It looks like the art style of some boring video games my little cousin would play on her iPad, number 1. Number 2, our main character is not only the offspring of the hotshot Starfire, but she's also a goth kid who hates everything for some reason. Let me tell you guys something. I know someone who is goth. I never even knew that she was goth until she told me that she is. Because she's just like the sweet kid in class who likes My Little Pony and Miraculous Ladybug, so I never expected her to be goth, but to my surprise, she is. So my point here is, I don't hate goths, okay? I actually love them. I love the fashion and the aesthetic. What I don't like is that our protagonist here is portrayed as a stereotypical goth who is an asocial asshole.
I'm like the opposite of my mom, Starfire.
What the fuck is up with that moaning?
The opposite of my mom, Starfire. She can fly and shoot star bolts. I can't do any of that.
And who the fuck do you expect would pay for that damage? Isn't that school property? I mean, I get that your mom is rich and famous, but that doesn't mean you can break whatever you want.
Now, Blackfire, my evil aunt, shows up and tells me it's time to meet my fate. So now, I have to battle her for the throne of Tamarin, wherever that is. And since I'm not my mother, what happens next is going to be totally messed up.
Yeah, no, I seriously forgot that this story was even a superhero story. I mean, I guess that's the point since this person is not even a superhero and never intended to become one. But here's the problem. I do not see myself in this character. Well, you're just a sexist fanboy who hates strong female characters. That's why you can't even see yourself in her. Alright, first of all, love, let me break some shit to you. I don't see myself in this character because this character is too woke and I can't even relate to her. It feels like that this character isn't for me. It's for a certain group of audience only. And that audience is the woke audience. You see, that is the problem I have with the comic book industry and even Hollywood. I know that representation is important, but focusing on diversity too much ruins the story. Why is that? Well, let me tell you why. It's because there are writers who focus on being accepted by a community and being too focused to become woke that they forget to write an actual good story and good characters and adds something fresh to the genre or the medium. I mean, I like the concept of family legacy and shit, but the way this is executed is just not good for me. Mainly because of the character, who is obviously a self-insert of the author. So this is Starfire's daughter, and this is the writer. If you don't find any resemblance, then you must be fucking blind, pal.
Oh, you're still a fat phobic sexist bigot who just doesn't relate with the character because you have nothing in common and you don't accept who she is.
Listen, Spider-Man is literally a man who can climb on walls and could invent a web shooter. Batman is a rich orphan who dresses up as a bat and beats up people. X-Men is a group filled with people who are unaccepted because they were built diff. They have superpowers for fuck's sake and 12 feet dicks. I can't climb on walls, I can't shoot lasers out of my eyes, and I'm not a rich kid who can do karate. And my parents are alive and well. But why do I relate to them? It's because they have flaws. They have flaws that are real. And they have problems and responsibility that they need to deal with. And though they are flawed and people don't always accept them, they still keep on fighting for the sake of others and for the sake of good. Peter Parker has problems with his personal life and becoming a superhero, and he focuses on those two things so much that he struggles to find out what he really wants to be. A life of selfishness and happiness, or a heroic life but filled with many struggles. But despite everything he has been through, he uses the powers given to him to keep fighting for the people he loves, despite being hurt by it and not always getting appreciation. I don't have the powers like I said, but I have the potential to use the power I have to help people and become a better version of myself. I aspire to become these people because they have flaws, and it reminds me that it's okay to have those flaws. The reason I don't aspire to be her is because she's just mean. I read a review about this comic and it says she's just mean to everyone, especially to her mother, for no justifiable reason. I mean, I get that she's a teen, but why does she have to be such an ass? I mean, there was this point in my life I hated everyone because I was having a bad day, but I never looked at them and became a complete jerk. I know that there's this saying, don't write for others, but write for yourself so that you can enjoy the book or piece that you're writing. But there's also this saying that shit writing is bad writing. Whatever happened to those days wherein the characters inspire you to never give up despite how many struggles are pushing you to the ground. And even though you're not at your best, you keep on fighting. And the character's only reason to fight is for others and not for their own ego to boost. Those days when it doesn't matter if you're male, female, black, white, Asian, LGBT or not. We look at one character and see ourselves in them instead of seeing ourselves outside of them. But yeah, that's all I could say about this shit comic. I hope comic book stories with more potential than that would make it to the shelves. I don't care if it's a superhero story or not. Great stories deserve to be told and to be read or heard, especially when it's from the comic book medium. So yeah, peace.